So I'm not sure all that we're gonna do today, but we're definitely at Goodwill. So we're gonna start there. I need some small containers for some small plants. And then I need to get some little plastic cups for some props. I'm doing a little experimente. So I need that. And then we might go on a hunt at some either big box stores or grocery stores, because I'm hearing around these planty streets that there's some interesting plants popping up. So I want to see what I can find. So we are at our first stop, Goodwill, my favorite of all time places to find glass containers. And first off, immediately upon walking in, I found some nice size cups. Any cups that you see, small cups like that don't have a price, are usually 77 cents. That was a good size. Even that one was like half the size. So those are great for small props, small Hoya props especially. I love putting them in there. It just looks nicer than a plastic cup. Now this, I really kind of regret not getting. How much was that? $3. That is so cute. That angled container for a nice succulent arrangement. I just think that would be so nice. I think I didn't get it because I know me and I know that I probably won't put a succulent arrangement together. But again, some more cute little tiny glasses. I did end up getting a few. I think here I was trying to decide which ones I wanted to get, but they're all 77 cents. And then we found some nice plastic containers. So that one I was thinking, prop box or storage container. Either way, it's only $1, so that's great. This one, $3. No, I'm pretty sure at what is it, Dollar Tree, you can get like two of those for $3. So I wasn't feeling that, but I did like that clear one because it's all clear, and it was only $1, so I did go with that one. And then this little stand here I thought was interesting because, I don't know, I feel like you could display some nice plants on there. It's a little dingy, but it could be something. And then a nice size container here as well. I think $4. Well, that's pushing $5. $4.95. Oh wait, okay. So these little containers, let's go back. Tell me these containers are not good for anthurium seedlings. Like, they're perfect. You can put them with the lid at first, and then as they grow taller, take the lid off. I just thought that was perfect. And now onto the pots. There were a ton of pots. I'm always slightly surprised every time I see the selection of pots. And the prices vary. Like, this one's really cute, $5, not bad. But there were some like not as cute ones, like this one. Well, that's not really a pot. That's an edible arrangement container. But we can make a pot out of anything. $3, But regardless, the quality of, or I should say the selection of pots is always based on where you live, because I lived in Pennsylvania and went to Goodwill shopping all the time and never found as much selection as I do down here in Texas. This one, $2.92. I guess that's relatively reasonable. I'm not sure. I do feel that I find a lot more decorative pots, i.e. this really cute one here, which I don't think it's actually was a pot, but it did say floral on the bottom. Either way, could for sure be used as a pot. I see tons of decorative pots compared to like terracotta pots or clay pots, but those are the ones that are like always the most fun to find, I feel like. And yeah, so I like this pink one here. This one I felt $6 for this simple pink one. Now this one, that's nice for $6 to me. It's a nice size, heavy duty, a nice like neutral color, like, and even this one also very nice. And look at that, $3.93. So I'm just saying the prices just, they go all over the place. Like, it's not always like, it doesn't always make sense. My favorite medium size container back there as well. This pretty thing here could be used as a cover pot. How much was that? $3. It's pretty, but it's small. And then you really gotta search, because that big, nice container there, $4, was hidden, okay? Don't ever feel crazy walking around the aisles multiple times. I do it all the time. This black pot I've seen several times. I definitely did not pay $6 for it though. I hope I did not. And that one, yeah, that size is kind of small, but $3, not too bad. This white one here, $4. That's a nice size pot. Now, these ones on the bottom, I so regret not getting one of these. They are so large and beautiful. Like, a really beautiful big anthurium could grow in there and just look stunning. The $7 was, I think it was worth it. I for sure think it was worth it, but in my mind, I think I only wanted like both of them, and I didn't want to spend $14. But either way, I ended off finding some more cute decorative pots. $3. That was great. I think that one was a great find. That was kind of traditional, $6. Like, see, to me, those prices should be swapped, but who am I? Some more small pots, 77 cents when there is no price. And this one here, I hope I got that because there's no price. So I would hope that they would charge you 77 cents for that, because that's a nice size compared to the smaller ones that are 77 cents. And here again, another decent looking pot for $3. So yeah, there was a ton of great things here today. Even this acrylic organizer at the bottom, those cost a pretty penny on Amazon, and I don't know how much it was there, but I'm sure it was cheap. So that was actually really good. They had a lot of nice pots, like regular actual pots, and different sizes, nice different colors. The prices were a little bit high, but it was still good, like the selection that they had. So I just got a bunch of little pots, little glass pots for some propagations and small plants. And I think I got a storage container as well. I'll show you guys everything and show you how much I spent. But it was good. I definitely spent like half of what I normally spend. So I'm happy about that. And so it got me excited. Like, I wasn't sure if I really felt like driving around looking for plants today because it's so hot. Like, it's literally, it said, the car says 109, so maybe it's like 101 or 102. But either way, that's too hot to be doing all of this in and out, recording and all of that. But I'm hyped now. So my focus is going to be the Krogers, because Kroger is where I keep seeing people on Facebook saying that they're finding like these marbled princesses, pink princess, the white knights, I think, or the white wizards, something like that. They're finding, not that I need those plants, but maybe I want to be tempted. I don't know. I don't need to be tempted, but I just want to see what they have. I want to see like if I can find it, and just see if there's something that's really gonna, you know, that I really want. So let's go see. This Kroger is Ficus Shivereana. What in the world? So pretty. So pretty. They're $25. Ficus Shivereanas, and there's so many of them. Oh, I want one. I'm tempted. I want one. I can't tip it over. It's gonna spill out, but they're $25. So many of them. They have really nice popples and joys too, or pearl and jades. These ones are actually nice and like a nice white, and they're not like a yellow. Very pretty. Very pretty. Wow, I cannot believe all these Ficus Shivereanas. I don't know how much these were. Look at them. I love these. These are so pretty. $25. They have a beautiful lichens here too. Wow, nice and full. Very pretty. Oh, look at this marble. Wow. Wow, that's a really pretty marble. Is it a marble or is it a golden? I don't know. Look how different it looks to the same pot. Wow. So pretty. The velvet, the orange marmalade, is it? Wow. Wait, yo. Kroger? I've been sleeping on Kroger. Wow. So this is different from the orange marmalade. It comes in this light color. I don't know what it is, but it comes in this light color and fades down, whereas this is an orange and fades down to this darker color. You see these stems are red, these stems are green. What is this? It just calls it a daybreak. What is it really? 25. All the plants are $25. All of them. Oh my god. I'm hyped. Yeah. They was not lying about Kroger. I'm sorry that was a short, quick clip, but bruh, they had the Ficus Shivereanas in there. I have not ever seen those in person, let alone in a big box store. I forgot that people were saying they were finding those, so I was so hyped when I saw those. They're so cute. I remember when them things, they were expensive. I wanted a Shivereana for a long time, and I was like, but I'm not paying that. $25. And of course some have grown a little bit larger, so there's some nicer sized ones for $25, and then there's some tiny baby ones for $25. But my goodness, they just had a really nice, even though it was a small selection, what they had was really nice and really healthy. There was like one guy working in that section, which is why the clip was so short, because he would not like go away, and I just felt awkward recording with him there. And he's like, oh, you're finding everything okay? Yes, I know I'm walking around in circles in one stand, but leave me alone. You know, it's like I just couldn't get comfortable to talk and like really show you guys up close. But all the plants were $25. I didn't check the mic-ins, but that other plant next to the marmalade, I don't know what that is, but I love that plant. It comes out a nice like light, almost white, kind of reminds me of the snowdrift, but without, I think the snowdrift has something. It's really hot. I turned the AC off because it's really loud, but it's really hot and I'm about to start sweating. I'm gonna put it low. Hold on, let me cool down first. It's so hot. I was so thirsty. I had to get me some watermelon. So yeah, those Ficus Shivereanas were gorgeous. The other plant that was next to the orange marmalade, it didn't have a name, but I really like that plant. I like the wide paddly leaf. The change in color that it gives you is kind of like the Florida Ghost, where it comes out lighter, fades down to green. It was just really pretty. I have never seen that before, and that also was $25. The orange marmalade was $25. Like I said, I didn't check the mic-ins, but that was really pretty. It was nice and healthy and full, even though it was a small pot. There was something else that was $25, and I was like, oh, the Enjoys. Were the Enjoys $25? I'm not sure, but the Enjoys were really nice too. They were a nice crisp white with the green, because again, like I've probably complained about it before, some of the Enjoys have like a more beige or off-white for the variegation, and I don't really like that. I like that crisp white contrast, and so those were really nice. And then, oh, they had that marble queen that had one, was it a marble queen, was it a snow queen? I have no idea. A golden, because one part of it was super white, then the other part was not. Maybe it came out in the box or something while it was shipping, so it didn't get as much color. I don't know, but it was pretty. All the plants in there were so nice. They had some orchids in there too. I didn't show those because again, I just felt like I was being watched, so I didn't show them. But they had a lot of nice orchids, the mini orchids, the larger orchids, some succulents as well. So I gotta go to the next Kroger and see what they got. Let's go. I finally found them, and honestly I don't know what them are. I don't know, is it a white knight, is it a white princess, or is it a white wizard? I thought I was looking for a white knight, so I thought it was a white knight because the white wizard that I have is more rounded. Don't quote me, because now that I look back at the footage, they're calling them white princesses, which I have a white princess, and I used to know like very distinctly which one was which based on its features. But usually the white princess has a little bit of pink in the petiole, but a lot of times with tissue cultured or big box plants, the features are not always the same or not always as apparent as they would be in a non-tissue cultured plant. So I wouldn't be surprised if those are actually white princesses, but either way, we found them. They were $30 and they were not looking good. I'm sure they probably had some better ones before. That was just what was left over. And yeah, again, short clip. These plant sections are really small in grocery stores and they're right by the front door where people are coming in. It's just a really awkward place to record. But I'm still gonna go to like a Home Depot or Lowe's because I want to see what they have now too, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable recording there. But I think we're gonna stop at one more Kroger. So again, another really interesting find at Kroger. I wasn't even gonna really record it because I assumed they were gonna have the same things, which they did have the Shivereana still. I didn't see any white wizard or knights or princesses, but did y'all see that semi-hydro arrangement? It was nice. Like, they had one as a money tree and one as the alocasia poly, which that thing is gonna thrive in there, although the top layer is moss. But anyways, I've never in my life seen a semi-hydro arrangement or setup being sold in a big box store. Like, have y'all seen that before? Like, I've never. It looks so nice and so good. I wonder if they're kind of like testing the waters or something to see if this is something they want to do more with other plants. I don't know, but I'm so mad that I didn't check to see how much it was. I should have checked to see how much it was. I picked it up and everything and didn't see the price, but it had to be at least $30-40. So that was a glass vase that it was in, and it was a big size. It was really nice. I really liked that. They had more of those day breaks as well, again with the heat. My god, I try to leave the air off so that it's not so loud, but I'm dying. So let me turn it a little bit. So I'm really happy that I shopped around at all these Krogers. I don't shop at Kroger for my grocery stores for my groceries, but I will be plant shopping at Kroger. I have all of my supplies for my plant wall. Finally. I know that I'm gonna want a couple more plants though. My arm is tired of. I know that I'm gonna want a couple more trailing plants and stuff though, so I'm gonna be on the lookout, and I'm probably definitely gonna go to Kroger. They had not a whole lot of trailing plants, but they just have some nice options. I feel like they're ahead of the trend. I feel like they're trying to stay up with what people and these planting people are wanting, and I'm here for it. If you don't have a Kroger near you, I am sorry. What's the equivalent to Kroger? When I lived up north, Kroger reminds me of ShopRite, the specialty ShopRite, not the little Not the little everyday ShopRites. The ones that had like the nicer meat sections and fish sections and stuff like that. That's what Kroger reminds me of ShopRite. Yeah, there's not really, or maybe Publix. Maybe it's like Publix. I don't know. I don't have Publix here, but this Kroger over here though is hitting for the plants. So I do have a Home Depot down the street and the Lowe's across the street from the Home Depot. So we might as well. We out here. We might as well just go see what they got too. We have made it to Lowe's and no, Home Depot. And if I remember correctly, these are cute. I like these purple ones. They are $8. Nice. $8 for this big thing? Let me see. Oh no, $23. I don't know what that sign is referring to. This is pretty. If I remember correctly, whoa, look at the spikes on these things. I'm getting distracted. Wow. What is this? 23480 Puntia Cunillo. I like a lot. What I'm just trying to say is that the music's really loud inside of Lowe, so this might also be a voiceover, but you know, we shall see. They have some really pretty cool locations. I haven't seen these in person. They show the pink ones all the time, but these are nice. These are not collocaceous, caladiums. $17. These are really, really pretty. I love these. Wow. Wow. You know, I never really grew Scandapsus, but this might be nice for the wall. How much are these? 17, calling it. Look what they're calling it, y'all. Can I show y'all with one hand? No. Look what they're calling this. Funny. Funny. These are some pretty pink symboliums as well. They have nice hanging baskets. Some really nice regal shields with arrangements at the bottom that look sad. Oh, look how tall these are. These collocations? They calling them allocations, but I don't remember. Is it Mickey Mouse? I forget what it's called, but they're $32. They're nice and tall. Nice color. Oh, they're velvety or suede-y. Those are really cute. I've not seen those before. Some more regal shields. Regal shields alone are $30. I really like these that they're selling. And these are so easy too. Some sad looking peace lilies. They have some nice large plants. Peace lilies are $20. Those will bounce back in no time. Monsteras. Any sports? Any sport variegation on these monsteras? Nah, not today. Okay. Always gotta check. No way, love it to some back here. I like the way this leaf feels. Wow, it's like so buttery. Oh, what? Oh no, yeah, it's a different Bacchia. I saw these leaves. I'm like, wait, that's a Aguilina? Yeah, dumb cane. Different Bacchia, 27. Let's see, the Tanekis are how much? Tanekis are 20. They got some rubies as well. Rubies also 20. This is interesting. What's this? Is this a little? Oh yeah, no. You stay away from those. Yikes. Now this is a rescue plant. What was I looking for when I came here? I'm not sure. Maybe just something different. But I thought I had something specific in mind that I was looking for. I'm not sure anymore. These are cool looking. Oh. I like this. Think they'll give me an actual name? Oh, they did. Excuse me. Euphorbia mammoralis var. $20. I like. This is also interesting too. Oh, okay. Euphorbia. Okay, we're all calling them. Same name as that one. Are they the same plant though is the question. This is cool looking too. They got some interesting euphorbias here. I'm like, okay. I wanted to see if I was gonna see any semi-hydro plants. That's what I think I wanted to see, that if this was like a trend they were doing here in Texas. Maybe my Dieffenbachia Camille will look like this one day. So this is interesting. This caught my eye because I saw, what in the world? I saw this leaf, and this is the Dieffenbachia camouflage that I like. But then I saw this leaf, so I thought they were two separate plants. I grabbed it. They're the same plant. Not only are they the same plant, look at this leaf. What is this? What are those? This is okay, assorted, but they're growing. Okay, I don't know. It doesn't give us a name. Interesting. It's part Aglaonema, part Dieffenbachia? What is it calling it? It's calling it a Dieffenbachia for $10. So bizarre. We're seeing some bizarre things here, and I love it. I am here for it. Let me get a good look at this. Dieffenbachia or Aglaonema? Gives me Silver Bay Aglaonema vibes, Dieffenbachia camouflage vibes. Who do you want to be? I have never seen such a cute, beautiful begonia. This is some sort of begonia rex. And let me rephrase, I have not seen one in person in a big box store, I should say. But this was so shimmery and velvety and pretty. Like, I really for sure want that. I'm gonna be building a terrarium, and I definitely need that for my terrarium. But yeah, it just called it some sort of begonia rex, and it just didn't look like a begonia rex that I was used to seeing. But definitely stunning, and it was a pretty good price. I can't recall right now, but it was good. They had a lot of cute pots as well. And even these plants, I didn't care about the plant, I cared about the pot. Like, look how pretty they are. Really nice. I mean, the plants look great too, but those pots are really, really pretty. It also had these other type of Dieffenbachias. I don't recall the name of those. They remind me of the camouflage, but they're definitely not the camouflage. And then we found some pink princesses. Now, these pink princesses were not, they were underwhelming to say the least. Besides how sad they looked, which really is not my concern because you can rehab it and it could be just fine. It just is such low variegation. It's like, why are we even calling this pink princess? Like, the amount of variegation on it is just highly minimal, highly minimal. As you can see, I'm showing 1 to 2 leaves on each plant that has one single pink spot. But they're there. Definitely wasn't the marbly ones that I've been seeing people see, but they're there. And I guess for a relatively reasonable price, you could use it as a project to see if you could get some more variegation. And then later on, I found some more Dieffenbachia. I really, really love Dieffenbachia. They're just such a beautiful, staple, easygoing, well, easy for me going plant. And so I later realized, as I said or mentioned in the other clip, that hybrid that I saw that had those funky leaves must have for sure been one of these plants as the mother plant, and then mixed with the other plant to make that hybrid because it has those leaves. And then I saw these curly lipsticks that caught my eye. Curly lipstick plants. Definitely don't see these that often as well. But I think before that, I saw this Hoya that I did not know about, of course, which means nothing because I don't know a lot about Hoyas, but I never saw the name Bilobata. Never saw that, never heard of it before. It's giving me Bertonier vibes, but the leaves are not as thick and firm as a Bertonier, but it has the same style or shape leaf. I just think it's the cutest thing. It's so, so cute. I would like to see if they sun stress. That would be nice. But yeah, I just thought that was a really pretty hanging Hoya that I discovered. And then, yeah, I finally got to the lipstick plant. Lipstick plants are really gorgeous. They have really pretty flowers. They flower so easily. If you like Hoyas, I feel like lipstick plants are great. If you like Hoyas for blooms, I should say, then you will like lipstick plants for their blooms because they bloom so easily, so frequently, and so abundantly. They're very, very beautiful to have. I do feel like they can be a little difficult though. They do, in my experience, need pretty highlight. And here was another one of those bilobatas, however you pronounce it. Yeah, the leaves, they feel different, but it's a pretty cool Hoya.
Pretty cool Hoya.
So this angle and camera quality is terrible. I'm using my front facing camera because I cannot take my phone off the charger. It's 2%. But I just want to say, I think this video is going to become a vlog because I'm hyped. I just found all these great plants. I'm really proud of myself that I didn't buy anything, but I just enjoyed seeing them and seeing how much they were and seeing like what was on the market. I really missed doing that. I didn't realize I missed doing that until I did it today. But I just got a notification that my moss was delivered. So I'm already hyped. So let's go back home and do some plant chores.
Packaging, we got packaging. Yes. Yes.
So I'm finally home out of the heat. Thank goodness. It's really exhausting being out in the heat. This is like some carrot cake that I got last night with my mom when I was out to eat with her and her friend. It looks really good. I'm going to snack on that right now. The girls just finished eating. I just destroyed it. I hate that. You know, I like to eat like all the layers and I just destroyed it. That's because whoever, my mom, tried it the first time. She didn't eat it right. Oh, that's delicious. So anyways, I'm trying to decide how I want to go about this because it's kind of hot in the apartment right now. The air wasn't on while we were out, which is not good. So it's cooling down now, but in an hour or so, the sun is going to start setting. It'll be really, really bright in my room. So I'm trying to decide if I want to wait until the sun fully goes down before we start doing stuff. But I also have to treat some plants for spider mites, so I'm probably definitely going to do that now. And then I don't know. We'll see where we go. This is good. There's some sauce in here. It looks like a caramel sauce. Wow. Interestingly, that didn't add anything. It wasn't actually, it's not really sweet. Anyways, you're not here for this. Oh, I do want to show you actually what I got from Goodwill. So I did end up getting that tall cylinder that I showed you guys. That was for $4 because I only, the total that I was at before I added that to my cart was less than $10. So I was like, all right. So for all of these things in this container, the storage container was $1. And then I got 6 small containers for some small plants for 77 cents each. So this plus this was less than $10, like $9.61, I believe, if I remember correctly, but I'm very happy about that. I usually spend like 20 to 30, almost 40 if I go to 2 locations. So this container is gonna definitely come in handy because I can put some more substrate in here, and I'm happy about that. And let me check actually to make sure that this Amazon box is what I think it is before I start saying that I'm gonna do all this stuff and it's not even what I think it is. Okay, it is. All right, good. So yeah, we got our moss. This is not great moss, but it's cheap moss. So that's what we're doing. And I think I'm gonna mix it anyways with the chunky cocoa chips like I did before, or do a layer of moss on the front of the pole and then cocoa chips on the back of a pole. Something of that nature is what I'm gonna do. This was $5 each, I believe. from Amazon. So yeah, my goal is to get to, I don't know if I'll get to all the climbing plants, but I have a lot of plants that need poles and a lot of small plants that I would like to get on like starter lazy poles, which is gonna require strictly moss. So that's where we're at right now. So these are all the plants that we're about to do something with. It's basically going to be a lot of consolidation. I have a glorious with a bunch of glorious cuttings that need to be consolidated. Pariso verde cuttings with this Pariso plant that looks ridiculous. Consolidate that. We want to stake up this varicosum and get it out of chunky perlite. Also get the Worskowitsky out of chunky perlite and to put it into like a maybe. And then I have these baby, this one's definitely a white princess, maybe a white wizard. I want these on baby poles in a little bit larger container, and then consolidating these syngoniums, which we just treated for spider mites. I want to consolidate these and maybe, I don't know, cut this back or something because it's super bleached anyways and it's kind of gangly, and this one is so cute, you know, so we're gonna do something with all of that. So I'm gonna get all of these out of the containers first and clean off everything, clean the, am I gonna clean the substrate? I'm gonna get the substrate to a usable condition or gather what is usable and then go from there. So I just wanted to let y'all know what we was doing before I sat down. I have to pee, gosh darn it. Okay, so I've cleaned everything off. All the plants are here. I'm gonna kind of get them potted up rather quickly because some of them were in water, some of them in perlite. I don't want anything to get too dry and unhappy. So I have an assortment of pots that I cleaned out and I'm gonna try to piece them all together. In case you hear any odd noises in the background, it's a very busy time here in Dallas. There is some famous boxing match and one of the competitors is from Dallas, so you know they're gonna go hard. Then there's also some famous soccer team here. Then there's the Mary Kay beauty consultants, you know, they swarm like crazy. And then shout out to Mary Kay though, because I love Mary Kay. I will always use Mary Kay products to the day I die. My mom is a beauty consultant. And then there's also one, Comic-Con. There's like 4 major events here in Dallas right now, so you're gonna hear some odd things. Don't be alarmed. I think I want to get the climbing plants out of, no, these water props I want to get out of the way. So I have my original part of my glorious that was in pond, and then the cut that I put into water. We're gonna pot these two together. And I don't think I'm gonna go for a moss pole. I think I'm gonna opt for a stake. And that's because the glorious doesn't need it. It just doesn't. This has a pretty hefty root system though. So of all of these pots, let's see, I don't think anything else has that large of a root system. So we'll use the largest pot that we have available here. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice little upgrade. And so these larger plants are definitely going into leca. I really hope I have enough. I don't think there's anything here that's going into pond actually. So I really do hope I have enough. I have some leca that I haven't cleaned yet, but hopefully this is enough. So this Glorious is from back in the day, back to my very first import from Green Spaces ID in Indonesia, my very first import. This, oh no, I'm making a mess. This plant has given me a lot of cuttings. I've given away cuttings. I had several cuttings from this plant itself, and this is the original plant, and I only kept this cutting because I didn't keep up with them and I let it go for too long, and it got spider mites, started looking crazy like this, and they just didn't look good. So there wasn't cuttings that I would have wanted to repot with my original plant. This was the only one that I was willing to do so with. And before I get this all deep in here, let me get a stake. I'm gonna get my tallest stake that I have because this plant can grow wild like a beast. Okay, so we got that going for us there. So this plant was, ooh, that took a lot of leca. This plant was originally in pond, and so this is its first time in leca. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, to be honest. So this is a plant that I know for sure does not need a moss pole for it to size up, which is why I'm just putting it on this stake here. As this other cutting here that is rooted grows another growth point, then I will maybe attach another pole, or maybe I'll just be able to attach it to this pole, or stake I should say. But finally, it looks wild, but I think it's gonna do fine. I think I'm gonna put it back in the same spot it was in because the newer leaves, they don't look super bleached. They get a lot of EFNs, but they don't look super bleached. I have it facing the opposite. It's not facing the window. It's near the window, but not facing the window. So I think that'll be just fine for it. Let me give it some water. I've been wanting to do this for so long. And if I would have did it a long time ago when the cuttings were like first rooting, it's just so hard to keep up with it. It's so hard when you have so many cuttings to keep up with all of them. Like, and at the time I had a lot of cuttings. So that one's done, good. Now, next, the Syngonium's right in front of me. So I'll just take this Syngonium here. There's a couple of these. Now, this Syngonium I got at a plant swap, which I ended up chopping and getting this piece as well. But then I also have this really nice Mojito Syngonium that I got from Saida. So we're gonna put these all together. This one is definitely has a nicer variegation, but these were bleached, so I'm gonna move the spot that I originally had them in. They already have aerial roots, so I do feel comfortable potting them in a permanent substrate all together, even though there's not like a developed root system. So basically, I don't want to have to check on this Syngonium for the next year and a half. Like, I just don't want to deal. So, but I also have to consider that there's only aerial roots here. That's kind of full. This might be better. This is too big. This could be used for something like nice and big with a pole. No, but this says you're gonna be able to live here for a while. Let's live here for a while. It's just gonna require more leca. So this does not have much going on. I will not be surprised if this doesn't make it, but we're gonna try our best to let it hold on. This is a top cut. All right, and actually I meant to put a stake in here as well. I'm gonna give this a tall stake because Syngoniums can grow really tall really quickly. It's in all directions right now, but that's okay. Where is, I had a piece of tape that, all right, I guess I'll just use this. I'm gonna have to cut it. attaching the stem, not the petiole. This doesn't quite have a long enough stem. Neither does this one, so I'm only gonna put this one for now because it's kind of tall. And then as it gets taller, I will start connecting them all to this pole or adding an additional pole. That is that. I'm saving the plants that are actually gonna need a moss pole for last because that's gonna take a little time. Let's do this whiskey. I love this thing. I think it'll look nice in this container. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, it was growing or propagating in chunky perlite. It had very little to no roots if I remember correctly. So it's okay, we got it. I really hope I don't run out of leca. Now you could remove all of this chunky perlite if you'd like. I don't, because the roots really attach to this chunky perlite because the fine hairs attach, like they get into the little coarse pieces and areas. So I'd rather not detach it and just leave it. It's still basically a semi-hydro substrate. It's not gonna hurt it. No, I was being too rough and I broke it. I really like this. Okay, there's a lot happening right now and I don't understand. Like, that's so upsetting. That was the perfect size for that plant. Okay, dang, that was the perfect size. I don't want to go any bigger really. I'm okay. I don't have any cuts. Okay, I guess I can use this, but it's a little shallower. Shallower. Dang, I really like this size. It's like the perfect medium size. Would y'all be mad if I still used it anyway? Then I will be constantly like, not sharp actually. I was really trying to make this container work. Oh no. That's so annoying. Which means it has to have a lower layer. That was really chaotic for a second. So it's kind of peeking out a little bit, so I'm gonna get it deeper. And there was already only a thin layer at the bottom. But the roots are already down there at the bottom. So I need a little layer. Okay, that's better. This size honestly is probably better anyways, but still. Okay, whiskey eye done. There's a little bit of gapping on this side, but I'm gonna let it live. Cute. Chorizo Verde. I really have mixed feelings about this plant. Last year, I grew this plant really well. It gave me beautiful leaves. I sat it right in front of my southwest facing window and it was fine. It was fine. It gave me variegation and everything. All of these leaves grew in that very same spot and look, nothing. They're small, there's no variegation. I'm keeping it because, oh, my hands are so grossly dirty. Wow. I'm keeping it because I paid for it. And because last year it gave me variegated leaves. So, and I didn't do anything different this year, like literally nothing. It's the same plant in the same spot, in the same pot, in the same substrate, in the same fertilizer, but for some reason it's doing this instead of what it was doing last year. So I'm very tempted to let it go and just throw it away, but I don't know. Maybe, ooh, this is rotted. Ooh, okay, that's the first step. Where's my scissors? I don't necessarily have, like, the thing that I'm struggling with right now is using my precious leca on it because I don't have a lot left. And so I don't necessarily want to put, okay, then what I'll do is pot this last. And if I have anything left, then that means I'll keep it. If I don't have anything left, then either it's going to be water propped or we're just not keeping it. I want to keep it though, because I really like the Periso Verde. Next, which is also pretty easy, this Varicosum Titanium. It's either titanium or platinum, one of those. This is my favorite Varicosum, hands down. I mean, the Amazon Sunset is gorgeous, but this to me is the hardiest. I was about to say Amazon. The hardiest Varicosum. It gives me no problems. It grows consistently. It does some slight crisping and yellowing, but not like, it's so much stronger than the regular or the Amazon Sunset, because I've had both. No, have I had the Amazon Sunset? I don't think I've had the Amazon Sunset. I think I just had the regular Varicosum. But anyways, I like this one better. I'm not gonna say, I mean, I do really like the color of this one. It has a really deep kind of shimmery color to it, which I do like, but my regular original Varicosum has not grown to maturity for me to really get that full effect of the gorgeous Varicosum. So for right now, this is my favorite looks wise, but only because I really haven't been able to grow the other one to maturity. I don't even want to like show y'all what that looks like. It's ridiculous. So with this, I don't necessarily want a moss pole. I just want a stake. See, that's why I'm really annoyed that I broke that vase, because that other one, okay, what else do we have? Oh, the rest of them are small. Okay, well, I wouldn't put the Periso in here anyways. Okay, so I guess the Varicosum is gonna go in here. Let's see. It's kind of large. Oh, well, it's kind of large. Oh, I had another piece of a mojito. Oh my God, I already potted that thing up, didn't I? Yeah, I have to let that one go. This is a little bit large, but I think it'll work. What I think is not gonna work is how much leca I got. Dang, I wasn't expecting to size up this far. That really messed me up. That container breaking. I have some leca that I can clean. And by clean, I mean rinse with hot water and not boil, because I don't have time for that. It's already almost 11 o'clock at night. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I've cleaned more leca, but I still don't think it's gonna be enough, because there's a lot of chunky perlite mixed in there, because I initially intended to boil them and then the perlite would have floated to the top, and that's not happening at this time. So pretty sure I'm going to use the last of my leca for this Varicosum. And oh, this is the piece of tape I was looking for. And then for the small remaining plants, it's going to be a mix of chunky perlite and leca, which is not a bad thing. It's really not. It came from pond and a mix of chunky perlite, so it'll be fine. It's going to have to be fine. So that's where we're at right now. Let me get this Varicosum potted up. Steak as well. What are you doing? You look suspicious. So it's interesting, before I wanted all my plants to grow as massive as they possibly could grow. But now, after having a bunch of plants that have not grown massive, but just after having a bunch of plants, I'm like, I actually don't mind if they stay like medium size. The only massive plant I have is my money tree, and that's enough for me. Like, having to wheel that thing, like, not to say that I would think that my aeroids would grow that big, but just saying, like, after dealing with that, I don't really need massively large plants. All right, the last of the leca. There's like 2 handfuls left in there. I do really like this though, besides the fact that it's not stable. Oh, that was like nails on a chalkboard. hurt my teeth to hear that. This is going back to my little climbing plant corner because it's a great corner for philodendron. Speaking of philodendron, I do plan on doing a philodendron carrot collection video like I've done in the past for the verticals, oh my god, for Anthurium and for Hoya and for Alocasia. It's just kind of hard for me to really get my thoughts together on it because I feel like philodendron is such a wide range of plants. Anthurium is pretty wide, but philodendron is so wide. Like there's crawlers, there's viners, there's climbers, there's rosette. Like there's just so many different types of philodendron. I'm just trying to wrap my head around how I want to explain the care for it or categorize the care categories. So it's a little hard. It's a little hard for me to get my thoughts together on that, but I do intend to do one. So look out for that. Let me be careful and not carry it by the edge like I did the other one and ended up breaking it. I'm gonna keep it last. I'm gonna keep it last because worst case scenario, we'll put that into water, but I definitely want these potted up. And this is ripe and ready for a pull like right here. So we need to pop this up ASAP. Okay, now we're going to employ some plastic. These are pretty small, so I'm gonna make some lazy pulls for these. Put that like that. It's looking right to me. Now let's see, is this even? Oh man, I made them too short. Oh no, they're perfect. Whoa, are they perfect? Interesting. I can't believe I made that like almost perfect. It's a little short, but I think we can make it work. Yes. Okay, let me do this first because it's easier to put it on the pole first and then to try to pot it. Okay, so that's the concept. I'll make some more straps that are just going to be hanging out up top so that all I have to do is just slide them down when I'm ready to use them. Like, nobody realizes that their car is going off like that. People having a good time tonight, boy, I tell you. Good time tonight. Even though it's wild here tonight in the city, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key enjoy it. Like I don't mind living somewhere where it's really lively as long as it's not overly disturbing. Again, highly concerned about the amount of substrate we have left. Don't think it's gonna be enough. Gosh, where did we go wrong? So this is a unfortunate mixture of chunky perlite and leca because that's all we have left. That's all we have left. It's not gonna cause any problems. It's just gonna look a little odd, you know? And like I said, I was supposed to boil this and be able to remove a little bit more of these roots. Didn't have time for that. I want this to stay like up against the back of the container. It'll be the most stable that way. Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited for this to be on a pole. Like, I got this as a 2-leaf cutting. I want to say it was lightly rooted, if rooted at all. It probably was lightly rooted. It probably was. So I'm really excited for this to be on this pole. I'm just gonna grow so well. The pink princess, to me, of all these little royal court plants, I don't know what they call them, is the easiest. Well, oh, I forgot I wanted to put my pink princess on a pole too. I don't have any substrate. Can I add a pole to it without? I don't feel like grabbing another plant, but that plant really needs to be on a pole too. Dang, I can't believe I forgot about my pink princess. I'm gonna see how I feel after potting up these last two plants. If the Pariso doesn't frustrate me too much, I might grab my Pink Princess because it's kind of in this same stage where it really could use some a pole, but I don't have any more substrate to put it in. It's in pond. Ideally, I could just add the plastic pole to the back, just like how I did this one, but anything could go left. So I'm gonna use moss. This moss has been moistened and sitting, soaking up the moisture, but it does not have any fertilizer in it. I have just moistened it with plain old water. I like it. I like it. Okay. White Princess, set up for success. When the next leaves come out, I mean, it's nice that the internoodle spacing is tight, but it's not nice for lazy poles. It's fine for regular poles. The reason I didn't put it on a regular pole is because it's pretty small still, so it's gonna be a little difficult. So this is moving out of my cabinet and onto my climbing plant shelf. Now, to see if we can make anything work with this. I have a feeling this isn't gonna be as easy, but we shall see. First of all, being that this is all I have left. Oh my God, do we have just enough? Stop it. Do we have just enough? Stop it. No, it's not quite enough, but I think it'll survive. What's concerning though, okay, yeah, it'll survive, okay. I don't know if it's gonna survive. Why did I want to put this on a pole immediately? I feel like it's still too small for a pole. What was I thinking? This cannot be on a pole right now. Can it? It's not as easy to get on a pole like the other one. Why did I even move it? Oh my God. What's wrong with me? I was trying to understand, what was I thinking when I decided I wanted to move this plant and thinking that it was ready for a pole? It's not ready for a pole. The Pink Princess is ready for a pole, but not this plant. Highly worried about this plant. I just don't know why I touched it. I guess I just assumed. I could have just left it alone. I just grouped it together with the White Princess, like, oh, the White Princess is ready, so the White Wizard is ready. No, it's not. And unfortunate to say, I'm probably gonna end up putting this Ficus Shivereana back into water. This is my favorite. This is so my favorite. I'm not cleaning up tonight. Maybe I will. I'll put some music on, I can clean. Water? I feel bad. Is that everything? Oh, I think that's everything. We got a lot done today, guys. I'm really pleased with how this day went. I just had no idea how it was gonna start, all that I was gonna do, get done, where I was gonna go, but it was a good day. Besides this Pariso being left out in the cold, everything else got a new permanent home and looks good. I'm on the bamboo stake kick because I'm tired of moss poles. Well, it's not that I'm tired of moss poles, it's just that I feel like all these plants that I put on poles today don't actually need it. So if I don't think they actually need it, I'm not gonna do it. Besides these, like the White Wizard and Princess, those could really use a moss pole. I do low-key wish that I would have pulled out the Pink Princess, but I know I just don't have it in me and I don't want to push it. But that, maybe I should just, no, I can do it next time. It's okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So yeah, this is how far we got today. We got a lot accomplished Thanks for hanging out with me, and if you ever have any suggestions on ideas for videos, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking for ideas on new videos. So see you in the next one.